right, welcome back from the Trustino Milai to always, put up some kind of drama. Anyways, let's move on because of our time to the new minimum wage. The negotiation by the Tripartite Committee on a new national minimum wage has come to a halt as the federal government has come to the conclusion that it cannot afford more than 25,000 naira per month as the new minimum wage. Well, the organized labor and organized private sector have refused to accept the figures tendered by the federal government, and they are insisting on 30,000 naira minimum wage per month. The federal government earlier presented 21,700 as the new wage. But anyways, currently what we hear is that there's an increase to the earlier figure
40,000
to 40,000 naira from the 25. I mean, the whole thing is a mess as it stands right now. So a lot of Nigerians are not happy about this. Even Labour is not happy about this, while we will, in the first place, want to peg the minimum wage at 25,000, looking at the current situation in the country. All right, let's take this quick clip by the organized sector talking about this minimum wage. Quickly, in 2 minutes, we'll come back.
Affects one, affects the other. The funds in circulation affects the funds in the banking system. When people don't have food to eat, even just that have to eat, they will be at risk.
80,000 will not even buy a bag of rice, and even if he buys the bag of rice, what about the soup to eat the rice? Another thing. And this is a country where housing is a problem. You pay rent out of that 18,000, then you are supposed to transport yourself up because you don't expect somebody any 18,000 to go and own a car. So this struggle is for everybody.
What affects one affects the other. The funds in circulation affects the funds in the banking system.
All right, Chris, great. Let's break this down. How does this affect all of us? And 25,000, is that even a raise in the first place?
Well, the unfortunate thing is that this has become a recurring decimal. Like every other year or every other 2 years, we always have this kind of protest asking for wage increment. But what happens is that as the wage, there's wage increase, no matter how little or big, you have commensurate inflation.
True.
So the challenge we have right now, and the solution is not to continue to ask for wage increment, is to ask that we begin to have a society where there is value for what we earn. You understand me? Where there is value. The money is not an end in itself, it's a means to an end. Money is a means for measurement of value. So when you have a society, no matter how much of currency you print and distribute and how much wage you raise, where the productivity does not increase to measure up to create value for the currency you hand, then it will continue to be worthless. So what you have, especially in M1, which is money one, is that you have volume where there's no commensurate value, inflation will continue to rise, and you continue to ask for more wages, and then poverty continue to rise. So as much as then the second challenge here is that it's not even how much the minimum wage is. It is the disparity in the society. We have some group of people earning so high above the rest, and then they go ahead to create a test and a market value for things that their fellow citizens cannot make. How can somebody, a senator who, whether officially known or not, who pockets constituency allowance of 500 million, half a billion in a year, and or someone whose monthly home take is about 15 million, he's living in the same society, going to the same market with somebody who earns 18,000 naira. How do you solve such a problem? The disparity is so wide. And then we have also, continued to ignore all of this, that now you earning 18,000 why it doesn't make value to you is because somebody somewhere is going home with 50 million. If we can redenominate and reaggregate ourselves and these wages, well, then we begin to find a balancing point between asking for wage increments and creating value for society. Because what is important is that when you have 1 naira, that 1 naira should be able to afford something. So, but where in case you have 1 million and there is no value created, that means that 1 million becomes useless. That's why, as Nigeria stands, the key thing must be, even for the workers who are asking for a wage increment, we begin to ask and search our conscience: are we productive enough to sustain the lifestyle we want to live? In Abuja, for example, I've met some people whose official salary is supposed to be 50,000. They live in areas where rent is 2 million. They drive cars that are worth 5 million. Some of them go home abroad. So you find out that in all of these are corruption matrix that is now widening the gap between the haves and the have-not. So if we can rebalance everything and deal with corruption, I think
so. As things stands now, I mean, there's even no middle class. You know, either you're up there or you're at the bottom. There. All right, Mr. Otaide.
In fact, let me tell you, all of these things, they're just, I'm so angry with this so-called labor unions. What they should be going after now is how to ensure that even that 18,000, right, takes them home. What should they be doing, fighting for? A sensible and responsible labor force should be fighting the government to ensure that public schools are well kitted, equipped, and at affordable rate for their 18,000 to be able to capture it for their children.
Okay.
They should be fighting government to ensure that there is adequate housing and affordable housing for their members. They should be fighting government to ensure that public hospital healthcare is available and affordable. So that there are 18, even if it's 10,000 naira, you should be able to be, I mean, there was a time in this country, our fathers took us to schools, paid their rent, and still had enough on 250 naira.
True.
120 naira. They didn't fight for wage increase. So, for me, anything less than this is a joke. And I suspect those labor leaders. Because if you are sensible enough, you know yourself that 25,000, 50,000, 100, it will not do anything at this point in this country. So if you ensure that the purchasing power of the little you are, of whatever you are earning, is well captured in the cost of living, right? To boost the standard of living, then you are talking. Asking for, that's for everyone's sake, that's just cash. So some of these people spend 25,000 naira, 50,000 at a sitting. At a sitting. So what does that do? So it is for labor, if they really are sincere in what they are doing, and they know that they have not been compromised to destabilize the system, these are the things they should pursue for their workers.
All right, but can I ask a quick question? Coming from the angle of the layman who don't understand what we're trying to analyze here, they don't understand what the indices of inflation are in the first place. For them, an increase of the minimum wage means more money in my pocket, and that is what they're essentially fighting for. How do we bring home this message that an increase of the wage does not necessarily translate into a better life? How do we bring this message home?
Well, if I may come in there, it's just like what I've said now. They need to be sensitized that whoever is fighting for that more cash, I don't say more money, that's more cash, paper cash. Don't forget, there was a Zimbabwe that they were buying a loaf of bread, 1 million, whatever, of their currency. So, what has that done for them? 1 million is 1 million, count it, 1 million. Of anything, sand, stone, money, currency, is 1 million. So what did 1 million buy in Zimbabwe? A loaf of bread.
A loaf of bread.
So, are you taking this country to that point? People should look. I think we tend to indulge ourselves. We tend to indulge some illogicalities around our existence in this country. It doesn't make sense for anybody at this time to be asking for minimum wage cash increase. What they should be fighting for is to reduce the cost of living to the barest minimum. I expect the labor right now. Shea fuel is flowing now. You can drive into the filling station, and the politicians have not seen the need to puncture that for now. Now, by the time we wake up one day and the scarcity, hits us in the face again, the labor will come out. They want to die. They want to protest. They want to barricade. Nobody is asking now. You know, we are not supposed to be paying 145 naira per liter. We are doing it because of the exigencies you gave us. Now, you told us at the time, refineries will be working. Are they working? They are not working. You are building more refineries. Where are they? Because if you get all of those things on ground, we will not be paying 145 naira, and it will not be affecting our 18,000 naira. Is labor force doing that? They should ensure. We are the third, or virtually the largest producer of oil in Africa, the only country without functioning refineries. Is labor force fighting for that? Right now, if you want to wreck any government, you two windows, and it never fails. Fuel increase, price increase, and currency, foreign exchange. These are the two things that have brought us to where we are today. Is labor force fighting for this? If they get 25,000, they are getting 25,000 naira now. The next year they're going to go for 50,000 naira. It just tells me that those people who are running the administration of the labor force in Nigeria, I don't know what to call them.
Okay, all right.
The truth actually remains that sincerely the labor union in Nigeria are really operating at a minimum, at a decimal level. This is not what we used to know of them. Like my colleague here is saying, we used to have a vibrant labor that was driven by philosophies of progressive society. Now, you're talking about explaining to the ordinary man. The issue is that purchasing power parity is the instrument for measuring value. Yeah. If, for example, 500 naira can feed me in Nigeria and feed me in America, I'm almost at par in terms of value. Exactly. No matter if, for example, I can eat with $1 in America.
Yes.
I can't eat with $1. I require $2 to go and walk into a restaurant to eat, and I can eat with 500 naira here. My naira may have value, but one of the problems, like my colleague have said, is that there's no social infrastructure to support this, to help me, aggregate value of whatever I earn. You understand me? You have to fuel your own car, you fuel your generator, you literally build your own road, you do everything for yourself. At the end of the day, where the difference is that in all the society where it is functional, government provides social infrastructure that enables the funds in your hand to become more useful and more valuable. So this, encompassing things are not there, and it's beginning to have a toll on the workers. So the only idea the only escape route for us all the time is to continue to ask for increase, and that has not solved the problem, and that means it will never solve the problem. So let's look at it from the other perspective. For example, in Ghana, at the time, after dealing with so much cash, they realized that printing more money does not solve their problem. So they redenominated. 1 million Ghana cedis became 100 Ghana. 1 million cedis became 100 Ghana cedis. So sometimes I was even asking someone who felt, oh, Ghana money is more powerful than that. I said, no. But if you still check it at purchasing power parity level, Nigeria's money is still bigger than that. But the key is that it gave them a sense of relaxation that, okay, we don't need to carry much volume. So even if you ask for much cash, the question is that what brings value to that cash, no matter how little or how big. That is the issue to solve.
This is a very sad situation, especially for the Nigerian workers, who obviously are underpaid. We know that, But it's a sad thing that even the representative of the workers in Nigeria, which is the organized labor sector, are not doing what the workers really expect them. I'm sorry to say, but it is the truth. Are not doing what they should be doing to protect the interests of the Nigerian workers. All right, let's look at the feedbacks they are coming in and see what they're talking about. Umar Yusuf from Taraba State says, truly, 25,000 is too small for our workers. Let it be 45 at least. Okay, this is one of the, we were talking about who don't understand. Federal government came out to proclaim they can offer anything more than 25K for minimum wage. What a pity. They offer themselves millions of naira and yet never found it within their government to cut off 30% of their salary to help boost the current cost of living. Failed government, failed country. Dixon Roland from Ikeja sent that one in. This one says, please, how much is the new minimum wage? My brother or my sister, me myself, I don't know. Like, I think it's still being deliberated upon.
Yeah.
You know, but now the benchmark is on 25K, 25,000. But we don't know yet. We don't know what the final.
And look at what Labour is saying to tell you the joke of it all. Okay, we're even trying to agree with you to do it for 30. Now you are insulting us.
Oh, the 25. So now it's not 40.
So now you do not agree. Is that not stupidity?
Oh,
Is that not madness? Is that not madness? See, the thing is that the way we are going in this country, all of us because the madness actually is in everybody now and everywhere. Whether you want to be a part of it or not, you're already in it. All of us will come out one day and start, that craze. All of us will craze out together. From Aso Rock to anywhere in this country. Because the thing is that when you are looking at common sense, and let me borrow from Ben Bruce, common sense being turned on its head, and you are looking at the person who's supposed to be making that sense for you, you'll be mad.
Of course. All right, our time is almost up. We still have one more topic. APC mocks Saraki over his failed presidential bid. Great, 20 seconds.
Well, it's all politics, and it's expected. Saraki is in the opposition.
Yes.
But I must say, he reserved the right to run, to contest for any office as a Nigerian, as long as the Constitution allows him to do so. He has done, and the APC also reserves the right to mock him, being an opposition party who expects him not to have succeeded. So, and they are laughing last after all, based on their expectations. So you don't begrudge the APC for doing that.
All right, Mr. Otaigbe, according to the APC, he got a miserly 300. Miserly is the operating word there. 317 votes as against Tambuwa's 693 and Atiku's 1,532 votes.
For me, I don't dignify this character. Anyway, the drama they do. I don't know what is happening. They are all mad. It's just like two people, two adults, fapping naked in public, in the marketplace. And then one is saying, look at you. Look at the water you're bashing with, small water. See, I'm bashing with bath in the public. Today you will be doing that in the first place. So that means that they've lost sense of their own humanity. What has the man losing an election that was fairly contested and decently done
and conceding,
what has that one got to do with your life right now? You are paying as a government. That's
Okay, it's been a very interesting discussion on the show this afternoon. All right, this one says the Labour should ensure that federal government work on the high cost of living. I mean, I think that is the crux of the matter, because even if we're paid 100,000 naira minimum wage, and then we're still buying food stuff at such high prices, it's not going to make any
difference. That is it.
Look at it right now. You are earning, government has decided to pay you 45,000, in fact 50,000. You are living in a house, and you are paying almost 200,000. You have 3 or 4 children who are going in school, and right now, I don't know which stupid idiot. I'm sorry to say this. Because I'm so angry. Who brought 350,000 naira to pay university school fees? Maybe whether they mean it or not, whether they are joking, the very thought of it coming to the public is madness. Now, we are going to earn 50,000. How do you reconcile it?
The question is that do we really live on our salaries in Nigeria anymore? Nobody actually lives on his salary. That leaves open room for corruption. I wrote about a 7-point agenda for fighting corruption. Number 1 is well-paid civil service is a panacea to solving corruption issues.
All right, we have to call it a day. Yeah. Time up. Thank you so very much, gentlemen. I had a very, very interesting time on the show today. Thank you, great
pleasure.
Imo Jonathan. And thank you, Mr. Chris Otaigbe. Thank you for coming on the show today. And thank you, viewers, for watching and for contributing. Tomorrow at noon, we'll be back on the show with the lifestyle edition of the program. And for that bike man that accosted me today and said, Auntie, I try and try, I never get through. I'm sorry. No be me. Na network. All right? Keep trying. Thank you for watching the show. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
look at me with that eye, I die inside of me. I'm sorry the way you found out, but how was I supposed to know he was going to tell you and the others?
You and Dad are not the parents I used to know. Honestly, Mom, we're just one hell of a pack.
Don't bring nature into your personal motive. There is no vacuum. I never stopped loving you, and I will fight for what belongs to me.
I'm fed up of all the dramas and problems going on between Mom and Dad in this house.
I don't work like this. I don't like this fire brigade approach to dealing with issues.
You guys seem to forget who called the shots here. No procedure is rigid in the policy execution of this organization, and I happen to be the one that executes those policies.
You, Jonathan, you are my problem. You will compile it when I say you will, or you and I are going to have serious issues.
Yes, I am pregnant. But what is so shameful in being pregnant? Will you extend at your own age?
Shut up! You know, I'm not as unserious as you're making me out to be. It's just that the template is not right.
I told you the truth. End of story.
You expect me to take that at face value?
You must be joking. Take it to mean whatever it is you want to mean.
I still can't process the fact that you will be living in the morning.
Me too. I know I'm supposed to be happy, but I'm not. We have to keep something at the back of our minds.
Which is?
That what we did was for the greatest and higher good of everyone concerned.
Nigel Ray. Join Emmy Fly as he takes you on a fun-filled, exciting adventure into the studio.
I get to love the leaf for Shomolu.
And watch talented producers and artists behind your favorite hits do what they do best.
I use the Nexus on Fruity Loops 12.
Nigerians, you can see it, this is how we make music.
Get to know them.
Because I like to be free. I like to be able to walk on the road with my palm slippers and people will not be like, hey.
See talented rappers go head to head and watch them show what they've got in 60 seconds.
I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Emo. Parried on the game like Jack Sparrow. Dressed like Commando. Spray up like Rambo. It ain't my fault, homie. I'm street to my bone marrow.
And you guys are watching Nigeria with my main man, Emmy Fly.
Inspiring and very entertaining. Tune in every Saturday, exclusive to Galaxy TV.
Red carpet gliss, trends, style gossip, fashion icon.